Hey guys, what's up? This is CA Samiksha Sethia. Welcome back to my channel, and we are back with our 9th session of the Let's Update Audit series, wherein we are covering all the differential portion from the new ICAI study material which is applicable for your May 21 examination and onwards. So this series is for all the CA intermediate students जो कि May 21 या फिर उसके बाद के एग्जाम टर्म में एग्जाम देने वाले हैं एंड दे हैव ऑलरेडी प्रिपेयर्ड यूजिंग द ओल्ड स्टडी मटेरियल। या अगर आपको सिर्फ डिफरेंसेस जानने हैं कि ओल्ड और न्यू में क्या डिफरेंस आया है स्टडी मटेरियल में, तो दिस सीरीज इज फॉर यू। इफ यू हैव नॉट वॉच्ड द प्रीवियस सेशंस, आई विल गिव द लिंक ऑफ द प्लेलिस्ट इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स ऑफ द वीडियो। आप जाके बाकी के सेशंस भी देख सकते हैं। एंड ऑल्सो येस, अ वेरी गुड न्यूज, आई हैव शेयर्ड ऑल दीज नोट्स दैट यू कैन सी ओवर हियर, वेर इन आई हैव कवर्ड द डिफरेंसेस कि क्या क्या चेंज हुआ है नए स्टडी मटेरियल में। तो अगर आपको ये नोट्स डाउनलोड करके रखने हैं अपने रेफरेंस के लिए, ऑल्सो देयर इज अ लिंक इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स ऑफ द वीडियो। उस लिंक पे क्लिक करके आप सारे के सारे चैप्टर वाइज नोट्स वहां से डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं, राइट? So already we have covered chapter number 1 to chapter number 8 of your ICAI study material. In this video I am going to start with chapter number 9, that is audit of items of FS, that is items of the financial statements. So let's start. Few topics and questions have been added, so we'll be discussing one by one. First topic which has been added is assertions pertaining to sales transactions. So basically, at the start of the chapter, we have been introduced to the different types of assertions relating to the balance sheet captions and also the statement of profit and loss captions and related to presentation disclosure as well. So there's an example that has been added for the sales transaction. What are the assertions related to sales transaction? So sales transaction is actually, we can say it is an element of the statement of PL, right? It is an item of statement of PL. So what are the assertions that we need to check? Let's see one by one. First is occurrence. Now what will we check relating to occurrence when it comes to sales transaction? We need to check that all the sales transactions that have been recorded have actually occurred during the period under audit. No fake sales transactions have been introduced in the books of accounts, right? तो ये अपने को occurrence में check करना है. Next is completeness. So this is number 1. We can say this is number 1. Completeness is number 2. Completeness means all the sales transactions which occurred during the year have been recorded. So the focus here is on all, that all the genuine sales transactions have been recorded. Number 3, we have cutoff. Cutoff means that all sales transactions which belonged to the period under audit. Say for example, we are conducting the audit for financial year 2020-21. Now all those transactions, sales transactions which occurred till 2021 31st March have been included in the books of accounts. Okay, so basically all transactions relating to the correct accounting period have been recorded in that relevant period. Next is measurement. Measurement मतलब क्या हुआ? Measurement means that all the sales transactions have been valued accurately. They have been measured correctly, accurately at the correct amounts. Okay. Any discount which is to be excluded, any kind of taxes that need to be excluded have been excluded. Okay. Any expense which needs to be included with your sales value has been added to it. So basically accurate measurement of the amounts. Okay, and last one is relating to the presentation and disclosure. So as specified in schedule 3, sale of products, sale of services and other operating revenue should be separately classified. So this is relating to the presentation and disclosure. Okay, next there has been an amendment in section number 53. Okay, this amendment has already been given in the RTP for your November 20 examinations and for your January 21 examinations as well, but still I am covering it because it is again a change in the new study material. Maybe we have already covered this in the class also. as far as I remember, I've already done it in the class also. This amendment has been covered, but still I'm revising it with you once again. Okay, so amendment is in section number 53. Ma'am, what is section number 53? Section 53 of which act? Section 53 of the Companies Act 2013. Section 53 says that a company cannot issue shares at a discount except for sweat equity shares as given in section number 54, and those shares which are issued under a corporate debt restructuring scheme which is given by the RBI. इसके अलावा कंपनी कभी भी शेयर्स को डिस्काउंट पे नहीं इशू कर सकती है, ये सेक्शन 53 कहता है. ओके, एनी शेयर्स विच आर इशूड एट अ डिस्काउंटेड प्राइस शैल बी कंसिडर्ड एज void. Now what happens if a company actually issues shares at a discount? They will have to face the consequences given in section number 53. तो पनिशमेंट के प्रोविजन के अंदर में एक अमेंडमेंट आया है. ठीक है, पहले इफ यू रिमेंबर द पेनल्टी वाज फ्रॉम 1 लाख to 5 lakhs, देन वी ऑल्सो हैड एन इम्प्रिजनमेंट ऑफ अप टू 6 months. इफ यू रिमेंबर, ये पनिशमेंट के क्लॉजेस प्रोविजन थी, बट नाउ देयर हैज बीन अ चेंज. सो द पेनल्टी अमाउंट, this change has been done by Companies Amendment Act 2020. okay, so penalty का जो amount है, it is minimum the amount which is raised by way of the issuance of shares at a discount. So it may extend to an amount equal to the amount raised through the issue of shares at a discount or 5 lakhs, whichever is less. तो मैक्सिमम अमाउंट कहाँ तक जा सकता है? जितना पैसा आपने शेयर्स को इशू किया डिस्काउंट पे उससे रेज किया, और 5 lakhs विच एवर इज लेस, दैट मच पेनल्टी कैन बी लेविड ऑन द कंपनी दैट इज कॉन्ट्रावीनिंग दीज प्रोविजंस. 6 months का जो इम्प्रिजनमेंट था वो हटा दिया गया है, और यहाँ पे एक इंटरेस्ट का प्रोविजन और लाया गया है कि the company shall also be liable to refund all the monies received along with interest at the rate 12% per annum. तो जिन लोगों से आपने शेयर्स के लिए पैसा रेज किया, from all the shareholders to whom you issued the shares on discount, you have to refund those monies along with interest at the rate 12% per annum. From which date? From the date on which such shares were issued to the persons and till the date the refund is being done. okay, तो इतना पीरियड तक का इंटरेस्ट 12% पे देना पड़ेगा अपने को. so this has been an amendment which I consider as important. okay, next, in the topic of reduction of share capital, there has been 2 verification aspects which were not earlier there in the old study material have been added, but ये आपने अगर law में पढ़ा है अच्छे से तो you'll be able to write this also, that if a company has done default in the repayment of deposits which it has accepted, or default in the repayment of interest on such deposits, तो उस केस में कंपनी कैन नॉट अफेक्ट द रिडक्शन ऑफ शेयर कैपिटल. दैट मीन्स इफ द कंपनी डज रिडक्शन, दैट इज void, because the companies which have defaulted in repayment of deposits, they cannot reduce their share capital. okay, this is one verification aspect that has been added. ये ऑडिटर को वेरीफाई करना होगा. सेकेंडली, अगर ट्रिब्यूनल ने कोई ऑर्डर पास किया, ट्रिब्यूनल ने जो भी ऑर्डर पास किया उसमें कोई भी टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस है, तो auditor needs to verify whether those terms and conditions have been satisfied by the company or not. Clear? So these 2 aspects have been added. Next, in valuation of property, plant and equipment, a very important topic has been added, that is classification between revenue and capital expenditure. Basically directly ऐसा कुछ नहीं add किया उन्होंने, classification between revenue and capital expenditure, but the crux is this only. They say that the auditor, while verifying the property, plant and equipment, need to carefully analyze whether all expenditures which qualify as capital expenditures have been added to the cost of the asset or not, and all those expenditures which do not qualify as capital expenditures have been charged to the statement of PL account. Now ma'am, which expenditures do we consider as capital expenditure? तो यहाँ पे देखो, the following expenses shall qualify as capital expenditure. Number 1 is acquisition cost. Of course, asset खरीदने का जो खर्चा लगा, that is definitely your capital expenditure because it is going to give us long-term benefit. Then additions to the assets that increase the earning capacity. Say for example, I am changing any part of the asset, any spare part of any asset, which is actually resulting in the increase in the asset ka earning capacity. In that case, that is considered to be a capital expenditure. Such expenditure from which the benefits will be of long-term nature, or expenditures which minimize the cost of production. So in exam, this question may be asked that which expenditures would you add to the cost of PPE? As an auditor, how will you check which expenditures need to be added to the cost of PPE? So all these expenditures should be added to the cost of property, plant and equipment, right? फिर कुछ जनरल रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर्स होते हैं, जैसे कि सैलरीज एंड वेजेस को आप कहाँ लेके जाते हो? क्या आप उसको बैलेंस शीट में लेके जाते हो या स्टेटमेंट ऑफ पीएल में? मैम क्या मजाक बात कर रहे हैं आप? स्टेटमेंट ऑफ पीएल में लेके जाते हैं ना हम सैलरीज एंड वेजेस को, बिकॉज इट्स अ रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर, इट्स रिकरिंग इन नेचर. नाउ even such revenue expenditures which generally qualify as revenue expenditures, for example wages, may be capitalized in certain circumstances. For example, अगर मैं वर्कर्स को वेजेस पे करती हूँ फॉर इंस्टॉलेशन ऑफ प्लांट एंड मशीनरी, तो आप उसको क्या करते हो मैम? उसको वो वाली वेजेस को हम ऐड करते हैं टू द कॉस्ट ऑफ द प्लांट प्रॉपर्टी, प्लांट एंड इक्विपमेंट. सो the auditor also needs to check that certain revenue expenditures which generally qualify as your revenue expenditures may also be capitalized. For example, wages paid on installation. For example, freight charges that have been incurred to bring the asset to the present location and condition. Right? तो इस तरह के expenses को भी हम लोग क्या करेंगे? Add कर देंगे to the PPE. So again, this also I believe is an important topic. चलो. So these topics have been added. इसके बाद में कुछ few correct incorrect questions है, वो हम लोग देख लेते हैं. Material and wages are considered to be revenue expenditure when incurred for construction of building. देखो अभी जो concept पढ़ा उसी से related question है. So this statement is incorrect. If it has been incurred for construction of building, that means for a property, plant and equipment pertaining to a PPE. Building is a PPE, right? So this expenditure is pertaining to property, plant and equipment. Hence, it should be capitalized with the cost of the asset. It should not be charged to the statement of PL. Okay. Next, देखो tangible assets are depreciated when the asset is actually put to active use. Depreciation हम charge करते हैं when the asset is available for use, when the asset is ready for use. Irrespective of whether it is in active use or not. If it is available and ready for use, we charge depreciation. So this statement is also incorrect. Next, increase in authorized capital of the company requires special resolution. Authorized capital increase करने के लिए we need to alter the memorandum of association, the capital clause, if you remember. In that case, ordinary resolution needs to be passed, not a special resolution. So statement is incorrect. Capital redemption reserve can be used for distribution of dividends. Again, this is incorrect statement because capital redemption reserve is not a free reserve. It is not a revenue reserve. It is a capital reserve and it can be used only for certain specified purposes. It cannot be used. It is not freely available for distribution as dividends. Okay. चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखो. डिविडेंड्स आर recommended by the board and declared by the shareholders. This statement is correct. Yes, the dividend amount is recommended by the board and then in the general meeting the shareholders approve the same. The shareholders under no circumstance they can increase the rate of dividend, but if required they can decrease the amount of dividends but cannot increase it. ठीक है. Next, in verifying trade receivable balance, direct confirmation procedure is one of the most important audit activity. Very, very correct statement. As per SA 505 also, as per SA 505, that is external confirmation. The auditor should apply external confirmation procedure in the verification of certain balances and disclosures. तो इस केस में भी ट्रेड रिसीवेबल की जब हम लोग एग्जिस्टेंस को, वैल्यूएशन को चेक करते हैं तो उस केस में direct confirmation procedures, that is sending external confirmation to each of the trade receivable, each of the material trade receivable balance is important. Okay. चलो कुछ थियोरेटिकल क्वेश्चंस हैं, लेट्स चेक देम क्विकली. इजी क्वेश्चंस हैं, आई जस्ट गो थ्रू इट वंस. ABC Limited has issued shares for cash at a premium of rupees 450, that is at amount in excess of the nominal value of shares, which is rupees 10 for cash. That means face value 10 है, बट जो इशू वैल्यू, इशू प्राइस है वो क्या है 450. दैट मीन्स प्रीमियम पे इशू किया गया है. सेक्शन 52 ऑफ द कंपनीज एक्ट 2013 प्रोवाइड्स दैट अ कंपनी शैल ट्रांसफर द अमाउंट रिसीव्ड बाय इट एज सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम टू द सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम अकाउंट. Advise the means in which the amount in the account can be applied. So you know that securities premium का जो amount होता है, we cannot utilize it for each and every purpose. कुछ स्पेसिफाइड पर्पसेस स्टेटेड है सेक्शन 52 में, जैसे कि बोनस शेयर्स इशू करने के लिए, टू राइट ऑफ द प्रिलिमिनरी एक्सपेंसेस, टू राइट ऑफ द इशूज, टू राइट ऑफ द एक्सपेंसेस विच आर मेड फॉर इशुएंस ऑफ शेयर्स. ठीक है, जैसे उसके बाद में रिडेम्पशन फॉर राइटिंग ऑफ द प्रीमियम पेड ऑन रिडेम्पशन ऑफ डिबेंचर्स, रिडेम्पशन ऑफ प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स. सो ऑल दीज आर पर्पसेस. बाईबैक के लिए, ये सारे पर्पसेस के लिए सिर्फ हम लोग यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं हमारा सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम का बैलेंस. क्लियर? चलो अगला क्वेश्चन देखो. द ऑडिटर ए ऑफ ABC एंड कंपनी firm of auditors is conducting the audit of XYZ Limited, and while performing testing of additions wanted to verify that all PPE purchase invoices are in the name of the entity he is auditing. So can you tell me which assertion is he checking? He is checking the ownership assertion, the rights assertion, whether the company is having right on the PPE or not. For all additions to land building in particular, the auditor desires to have concrete evidence about ownership. So ownership assertion. The auditor is worried about whether the entity has valid legal ownership rights over the PPE claimed to be held by the entity and recorded in the financial statements. Advise the auditor. So basically we have to write the audit procedures to verify the ownership rights. We'll check that all purchase invoices are in the name of the entity. With respect to land and building, we'll check the title deeds, we'll check the conveyance or the sale deed of the land building, whether they have been transferred to the entities or not. In case of immovable properties which existed before the balance sheet date, ठीक है, नया नहीं परचेज किया, पहले से एग्जिस्ट करता था, उसमें भी we'll see that in the title deeds whether the asset is actually in the name of the entity or not. Okay. लास्ट क्वेश्चन देखो. राइट द ऑडिट प्रोसीजर फॉर वेरिफिकेशन ऑफ एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ ट्रेड रिसीवेबल्स. सो वी नीड टू चेक द एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ ट्रेड रिसीवेबल्स. क्या क्या प्रोसीजर्स हम परफॉर्म करेंगे? वील ऑब्टेन अ लिस्ट ऑफ ऑल द ट्रेड रिसीवेबल्स, देन वी कैन सेंड डायरेक्ट कन्फर्मेशंस टू द ट्रेड रिसीवेबल्स. We can obtain written representations from the management. Then for any large balance which is existing since a long period of time, we need to inquire for the same. We need to check that whatever payments have been received on account of the trade receivables, have they been received invoice wise or on account basis? Have they been accounted for properly or not? So all these verification aspects need to be checked for. Remember, we need to establish the existence of trade receivables. We need to check the internal control procedure. क्या इंटरनल कंट्रोल्स ऐसे स्ट्रॉन्ग है कि हर इनवॉइस एक ही बार रिकॉर्ड होता है एंड ईच एंड एवरी इनवॉइस इज रिकॉर्डेड इन द बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स? सेग्रीगेशन ऑफ ड्यूटीज इज देयर और नॉट? सो इंटरनल कंट्रोल एस्पेक्ट्स आल्सो वी नीड टू चेक. तो एग्जिस्टेंस को लेके यहाँ पे अपने ये नहीं लिखेंगे कि पीबीडीडी ठीक से बना कि नहीं बना. वी नीड टू चेक वेदर वैल्यूएशन ऑफ डेटर्स वाज डन प्रॉपर्ली और नॉट, any rebates or discounts were adjusted or not. No, they are related to valuation assertion. Here we need to only focus on the existence assertion. Clear? So यही additions थे आपके chapter number 9 में audit of items of financial statements. Okay? नोट्स मैंने आपको बता दिए किस तरह से डाउनलोड करने हैं, लिंक है डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में. पहले के वीडियोस आपने नहीं देखे हैं तो वो भी आप जाके देखिए. इस वीडियो से लेके कोई भी डाउट है आपको तो आप इस वीडियो के कमेंट सेक्शन में लिखिए, मैं आपको रिप्लाई करूंगी डेफिनेटली. एंड ऑल्सो लेट मी नो, आर दीज वीडियोज हेल्पफुल फॉर यू? इज दिस सीरीज हेल्पफुल फॉर यू? आई एम ऑल्सो प्लानिंग टू कम अप विद द MCQs सीरीज, ऑल द MCQs विच हैव बीन रिलीज्ड बाय द ICAI रिसेंटली. उसके ऊपर भी मैं वीडियोज लाने वाली हूँ. सो लेट मी नो व्हाट यू थिंक अबाउट इट. And if it's helpful for you and you think it might help your friends as well, do share with them. Thank you so much everyone for watching. God bless you all.